Yeah, looks like a
So we're here with Robert Smasne at the new Smasne tasting room here in Kennewick, Washington. And Robert, can you tell us a little bit about your winery, your winemaking passion, and how this whole tasting room came to fruition?
Yeah, so I've been making wines for 15 years in Washington State. I started my winery with the 2003 vintage. After I left Alexandria, Nicole, my winery grew up, and I got a loyal following. I put a tasting room in Prosser where I currently live, and my family's been farming for over 100 years. And then about 3 years ago, I shut that down and moved to Woodinville. But I always had a passion to come back to Eastern Washington. You know, it's really important to me, and I have a really loyal following here. So I started looking at the Southridge area about 2 years ago, and the opportunity came up to put this tasting room in, and I went for it.
Cool. And so this is the grand opening. We just got some pictures of you doing the ribbon cutting. What does this mean to you personally, being able to open up, you know, so to speak, in your own backyard?
It means a lot to me to open up this tasting room. You know, it's something that I've really been doing is branding my name. You know, like if you think about it, everyone knows Robert Mondavi, and so I've been tying my name into so people will really follow my wines. And this tasting room really showcases, you know, my passion for wine. I live it every day, and really get a loyalness and see the quality of what Washington can do.
If somebody wasn't familiar with your particular labels, what would you tell them makes your wines somewhat unique?
I think my wines are very distinctive, and I get that a lot. People that have tasted my wines, they think that they can pick out my style and my brand, you know, if they've only had a few of them. I think my wines are more to the elegance, very refined. I think I'm working with 3 or 4 of the best vineyards in the state, and you know, I think my wines pair very well with food and very expressive of the place that comes from.
Do you have a couple personal favorites of your lineup currently?
Oh, that's tough. You know, that's the uniqueness of this tasting room is, you know, wine is so judgmental, and everyone has a different preference and taste profile. You know, I'm going to offer over 50 different wines here and over 20 different varietals, so it's really a place for everyone to come and see what they like in wine. For me, probably in my lineup, I really love the Block 3 Syrah. Carmenere is one of my favorites. The Malbec, I think the Seagull varietals that I'm doing.
Right.
And, you know, of course, I'm really excited about my Reserve. I think that really stamps what I'm trying to do as a winemaker, and I think it really puts the first wine that I, you know, really want to Reserve on. And then I'm really excited about the new half-ass label. I think, you know, it's dedicated to blends, and those blends are something that really shows the artistic side of winemaking.
So how'd you come up with that name, half-ass?
So I got with the name half-ass. I grew up on a farm in Washington, and you know, my dad was a really hard worker, and my parents did one thing for me. They gave me my college education at WSU, and then, you know, I went to work inside a winery. So when I come up with things, everything has a purpose and a reason behind it in my branding. And my father used to tell me that if you're going to do something in life, don't do it half-ass. And so I think those wines are all really good wines for their value, and they're just amazing wines.
So they're actually quite the opposite of half-ass then.
Exactly.
Right, so that's the play on it. Yeah. So you got a few different labels, and your farm boy and your farm girl, that's your you know, basically your starting point for your wines and price point. What is availability like for people around the country of your wines?
Most of my wines are still very limited. I'm making you know, quite a bit of wines, and I'm now moving up in my production, but like under Smasne, very limited production, really more for the wine connoisseur. I think Farm Boy and Farm Girl, I'm producing more of that, starting to spread it around, and then the Reserve and the half-ass are very, very limited. So
they can order, but assuming it's a state you can ship to you, they can order direct from your website?
Correct, yeah, we'll order direct and we'll ship to you as long as it's a reciprocal state that I can ship to you.
Right. What are some of your plans for the future in terms of growing the Smasne label?
Well, at some point I gotta stop. You know, currently I've cut back a little bit, but I think it's 21 wineries that I somehow purchase wines or consulting. You know, I created this, I had a vision. I really want this to be an educational place that people can come and experience Washington State, which I think is making, you know, some of the best wines in the world. Moving forward, I am going to eventually one day have a showpiece winery, and that would be my ultimate goal. And you know, always continue to make wine because it's my life. But you know, the main goal is to build this for my kids and pass it to them, you know, down the road. So.
Do you have any particular areas you'd love to open up that showcase winery in?
I would say my two choices right now are Tri-Cities or Prosser. I currently live in Prosser, and you know that would make more sense.
Well, you kind of grew up around that area anyway, right?
Yeah, so my family's been in that area for over 100 years. So.
Right.
But you know, I'm not set there. I mean, I think when you're in business, you look at all aspects and you know find a spot that's going to fit well for what you want to do long term.
Who are some of your heroes in the industry that you look up to?
Oh man, you know, I got to give credit to Dave Crippen. If a lot of people remember him, he was a founding winemaker at Covey Run, and he actually gave me my start in the wine industry when I got out of college. I'd say David Lake, who was Master of Wine. He was head winemaker at Columbia for years. Yeah. Just a great guy, full of knowledge. I gained a lot from working within that company. And then I'd say my experience in Walla Walla working with Christophe Colon and Cayuse was, you know, very important to me because I went from large-scale winemaking to estate, small-scale, and it really helped me mold what I'm doing now as a winemaker.
Cool. And so we're kind of seeing all of this come to fruition here, and this is yet another step in your journey.
Yeah, it's another step. You know, when you start one of these places, you know, it takes a lot to do it, but you know, I have a really loyal following, and I think my wines fit a profile what people are looking for, where the value for quality, even on my upper end skills, I think is there, and I think that's really important. So.
Cool. Well, we'll look forward to keeping up with you and, you know, seeing what you do in the next few years, and in the meantime, enjoying the hell out of your wines.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So thank you so much, Robert.